There are four great verbs often used by Pope Francis, which indicates the attitude that we should have to migrants and refugees. And this applies to those who arrived in our country many years ago, those who are appearing at present, and those who hope to in the future. And those four verbs are welcome, protect, promote, and integrate. We are all familiar with the phrase of the importance of welcoming the stranger, but that does not conclude our attitude to migrants and refugees. We have welcomed many people in the past, but now our task is to continue to protect them, promote them, to enable them to take the rightful place in our parishes and to successfully integrate them. Pope Francis continues this theme in many of his encyclicals and writings, including his message for World Day of Migrants and Refugees this year, which is entitled Towards an Ever Wider We. And that concept of widening ourselves to accept others is something that the Church continues to promote and to encourage. Inspired by the Catholic social teaching principle, the universal destination of goods, Pope Francis encourages us to think wider than ourselves and to realize that migrants and refugees have a potential which can contribute to our own culture and our own lifestyle, and encourage us to think more deeply about the values and our own culture. Speaking very specifically about what is contemporary, we can begin with what began earlier this year, the Hong Kong BANO route, which enabled those from Hong Kong, born pre-1997, to come to this country. The very edifying news is many have arrived in our parishes throughout the country, have introduced themselves to priests, have sought places in Catholic schools, and are being successfully integrated. More contentious is the Afghanistan situation, as we know that those from Afghanistan have arrived, those who assisted British forces in Afghanistan, and the government's plan is to bring 20,000 more in the next 5 years. And the Church has got a plan to be involved in that process, similar to the Syrian Community Sponsorship Program. At the moment, what is needed is general befriending. And also what is needed is those who have the ability to communicate with those from Afghanistan. As the program is rolled out more widely across parishes, we will be looking and asking parishes to, if they can, provide accommodation. And sometimes accommodation to accommodate those coming from Afghanistan might be bigger than the average family-sized home. They need to be welcomed. There needs to be a local response, a coordinated local response, so that the needs of the people are met. For example, clothing, perhaps digital technology, laptops, devices. And of course, as we learned so wonderfully because of the community sponsorship program, what really brings people together is when neighbours introduce them to local facilities such as schools, doctors, supermarkets, and so forth. And that is how the Church is taking forward Pope Francis's message of the importance not only to welcome, but also to protect, to continue to promote by enabling people to take their rightful place in society, and then to integrate. Father Chris Thomas, in his presentation, also spoke about CSAN's leadership in terms of advocacy relating to the Nationality and Borders Bill. And we look forward to working along with CSAN in confronting what we believe needs to be confronted whenever the Nationality and Borders Bill comes again before Parliament following the committee stage. We are particularly opposed to the fact that the Nationality and Borders Bill presents a two-tier system, those who we are willing to accept and those who we think are not acceptable. And also what is very important is understood that we believe that what has been put forward will actually create what has been called a traffickers charter, even though it has been said that the government wishes to break the business model of the present system of people coming to our country using all kinds of routes. It is believed it actually help traffickers because people will be more likely to use the services that they wish to provide. So on those 3 points, I think there are others that we could speak, but I think those are the important ones at the moment. The Hong Kong BNO route, which is very successful, and we are meeting those in our parishes who are integrating. Afghanistan, we are encouraging our people to respond to the needs and also to reaffirm our support of CSAN in their advocacy as we confront the Nationality and Borders Bill as it returns to Parliament.